Today I get to review something a bit special, a plastic injection moulded kit from a brand new manufacturer. This is the Jagdpanzer IV and Panzer 470 kit in 15mm from Normandy Miniatures. Normandy Miniatures is a French company, a one-man band who decided to create his own plastic miniature range, and this Jagdpanzer kit is the first release, along with an M8 M20 Scout Car kit I'll be reviewing soon. The kit comes with 5 Jagdpanzers in a box, available online from the Normandy Miniatures website at €25. Let's look at the plastic. The kit comes on 2 sprues of light grey plastic. The first sprue has the lower hull and suspension parts, while the other one has the upper hulls, guns and other detail parts. The tracks are one piece with some moulded track detail on the front and rear portions where it will be visible. The other less visible parts of the track are plain. Road wheel detail looks okay. The drive sprocket is solid and the idler has 8 spokes instead of 7, but this will all be hidden if you fit the optional side skirts. The lower hull piece has reinforcing ribs which should help avoid any warping. The second sprue has the 2 different upper hulls for the different variants of this vehicle. The lower profile hull is for the Jagdpanzer IV and the Panzer 470V, while the taller one is for the Panzer 470A. There are 3 gun options. These are all 7.5cm guns, with the 2 shorter guns being the 7.5cm Pak 39 with and without muzzle brake, and the long 7.5cm Pak 42L70. This gun doesn't have a muzzle brake. This sprue also includes the optional side skirts. Here's the finished kit. I did notice some issues during construction. The plastic is not the usual model styrene. It's a little harder and has a slightly glossy finish. Be careful when trimming, and styrene cement seems to have a bit of trouble bonding initially. You might need to be a bit heavier with the glue than usual. Detail can be a bit soft. This makes things like the grills on the engine deck a bit rounded rather than crisp and square. Many parts just butt join together like the upper and lower hull pieces. Others have locating pins like the exhausts that are unnecessarily small. There's no reason that these couldn't be more robust. Parts fit can be an issue where tolerances are tight like the crew hatches. These need to be heavily sanded to fit in the holes without sitting proud of the top of the hull. You might want to save yourself some effort and build these with open hatches and add exposed crew. The instructions are okay but lack detail in places. Some parts are not mentioned at all. Other parts, like the different gun mantlets, are not clearly identified. I had to guess, but the one with the circular cutout is for the MG-equipped Jagdpanzer IV. Some parts are tiny. The MG ball mount is just minute. The same goes for the whole kit. If you're used to the heroic overscale 15mm from Battlefront, these will seem a touch small. These kits are more like the Plastic Soldier Company's true 15mm offerings. You might think from this list that I hate this kit, and you'd be very wrong. The end result is pretty good. It doesn't fall together like a Battlefront plastic kit, but it is the first effort from a brand new manufacturer. Anyone who remembers Battlefront's first plastic Shermans from the open fire days knows that getting started in plastic kits has its pitfalls. This vehicle is also a pretty unique subject. As far as I know, this is the only 15mm plastic kit of the Jagdpanzer IV and Panzer 470. Let's look at some history. The Stug 3 assault gun was a very successful design, giving German troops close support. Initially armed with a short howitzer, later Stugs fitted longer guns and moved more into the tank hunter role. A gun-armed turretless vehicle was cheaper and simpler to produce than a conventional tank. While the Stug was based on the Panzer III chassis, a new tank hunter vehicle based on the Panzer IV chassis was under development in 1943. Initial vehicles were based on the Panzer IV-H chassis, with a new angled hull front with sloped armour plates. The gun was fitted to a low-profile, fully enclosed armoured casemate. It was planned the gun would be the Pak 42L70, the same armament fitted to the Panther. However, shortages meant the prototypes mounted the 7.5cm Pak 39L43, and the initial production run had the Pak 39L48 with a double baffle muzzle brake. As the Pak 42 became available, these were fitted to new production vehicles. These were designated the Panzer 470V. V stood for Vomag, the design and manufacturing firm behind the design. This was the most numerous variant of this vehicle, with more than 900 constructed. A low silhouette and a long-barrel hard-hitting gun made this a very effective weapon. However, fitting the heavier Pak 42 gun made the vehicle nose heavy, and it gained the unflattering nickname Guderian's Duck. All steel road wheels were used on some vehicles to avoid problems of excessive wear on the standard rubber-rimmed wheels. In order to speed up production, manufacturer Alket developed a larger casemate that just bolted onto an existing Panzer IV chassis. This made a bigger and bulkier vehicle. These were all armed with the Pak 42 L70 gun. 278 of this variant were built. In all, the Panzer 470 was an effective tank destroyer. However, it fared less well when used as a substitute tank in armoured formations to make up shortages later in the war. Romania received a number of these vehicles after the war and operated them up until 1950. Some also saw service in the Middle East. So that's the Jagdpanzer 4 kit in 15mm from Normandy Miniatures. Despite the issues I mention in this review, with a bit of care it does build into a very nice little kit. And that's the main thing. None of the issues with this kit are deal breakers, and as a first attempt at an injection moulded kit by a boutique manufacturer, it's actually a pretty impressive achievement. Certainly I'll be looking forward to seeing more products in plastic from this manufacturer. They've just announced a new Kickstarter to fund production of some modern French vehicles. Link in the description below. Thanks to Normandy Miniatures for supplying the review copy for this kit.